Hey, what's going on, everybody? Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. I'm going to wrap up week 2 in the NFL season. I do know there's a game tonight, but I got Green Bay winning, so I'm not even going to get into that right now. So I'm just going to go over some of the some of the games and some of the headlines that's going on now after week 2. So um, I'm not going to go over every game. Every game doesn't deserve uh, everybody's attention. So the Raiders beat the Steelers 26-17. Niners beat the Eagles 17-11. The Browns beat the Texans 31-21. Broncos beat the Jags 23-13. Panthers beat the Saints 26-7. Rams beat the Colts 27-24. The Bills beat the Dolphins 35-0. Tua was injured. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. The Patriots beat the Jets 25-6. The Cowboys beat the Chargers 20-17 in a probably the worst officiated game that I've ever seen in my life. I'll get into that as well. And the Titans beat the Seahawks 33-30, which also had referee implications as well. Overall, my takeaway in week 2, there are some teams who look good to start the season off. There are some teams who look a little bit lackluster, and then there are some teams who they're pretty much what everybody is expecting to be. First off, I think the big thing to take away from week 2 is some of the injuries that happened. The biggest, in my opinion, is the one that happened to Tua. Tua was hurt in the very early into the game against the Buffalo Bills, and I believe he was carted off as well too. And I think it's a rib injury. Um, we don't really know how serious it is right now. I haven't really heard anything how serious it is. I haven't really heard a time frame either. Um, but it's I think it's a very significant injury because this is what everybody was worried about as far as Tua coming out of college last year, and him being drafted so high by the Dolphins. Everybody was worried about this factor here, and this is injury factor. Um, he was injured at Alabama on several occasions, and Tua being a small guy, just in general, him being a small guy and him not really not really, being a guy to like avoid sacks or, kind of being that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning guy. Anytime you feel pressure around you, just go down and save your body. Like he's not that type of quarterback yet. He's still learning the NFL game. He's still learning his way around the pocket as well. So even last season, I seen him take some pretty big hits, and I'm just like, damn, like hopefully he gets up from that. But yeah, he can't take too much of that. He's a smaller guy, so he has to learn. He has to learn to get rid of the ball a lot faster, um, and to just eat it. Anytime he feels pressure around, he's got to be that guy to do that because he can't afford to take these big hits. Because man, it is going to crush his body. Um, and we're already seeing it now. Second week of the season, in the second week of the season in his second season. So you know, um, hopefully he's okay. But I mean, it's just it's not a good situation, and I don't think I think Miami, the Dolphins, the brass, ownership, management. I think they wake up feeling some uncertainty around the quarterback position. Is this a sign to go out and get Deshaun Watson? Is this a sign to call up the Texans and say, hey, we're willing to give you 2, 3 first round picks? Possibly. I think if I was in that management or ownership brass, I would definitely be circulating that and trying to check everybody's temperature as far as should we do this? Should we look into it? Because the quarterback situation is not looking great. It's not looking great for Miami. And they're a team who's building. They have talent. They have everything that they need to have around the quarterback. It's just the quarterback position itself is a question right now. And I'm sure that's an unsettling feeling, especially for Brian Flores. He's an up and coming coach. He came in and instill some confidence in this team. And they had high expectations this year, but without a quarterback in place, a franchise quarterback, a stalwart, a guy who's going to be there game in and game out. Uncertainty all around. So, it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the season looks like for the Dolphins, and if they address the quarterback situation as well. Another interesting storyline is how much rookie quarterbacks struggled yesterday. It was very ugly for the rookie quarterbacks, man. It was nasty. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was nasty. Trevor Lawrence struggled big time, man. The Jaguars struggled big time. And I knew that they would, but damn, like they went down. They scored a opening drive touchdown against the Broncos, and then they didn't do anything else after that. And Trevor Lawrence threw another couple of picks as well too. Their offense, man, they looked awful. Just completely out of sync. They're not meshing. Can't run the ball, can't throw the ball. I mean, they couldn't do anything. Zach Wilson, 4 picks against the Patriots. Bill Belichick eats rookie quarterbacks for dinner. It got ugly. It got really, really ugly. I thought the Jets should have pulled him. I don't know why they left him in the game. It got bad. After the second pick, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens, and we'll see if there's a backup that's gonna start warming up, start coming in. Nope. They let him go out there and throw 2 more picks, and it got ugly real quick. So I don't know, man. It's things are not looking good for the rookie quarterbacks. And it's too early to tell if it's coaching or we know that both the teams don't have great talent around these quarterbacks, but I don't think it should look this bad. It looks very, very bad. And it's still early, week 2. Try not to overreact, but damn, like, come on, come on. Another big storyline in week 2 is the taunting rule and the officiating. It has been awful, man. Awful. This taunting rule is trash. I don't know how the quote unquote competition committee comes up with this stuff. How do you come up with this? How is any of this good for the game? I don't understand. I really don't. I've seen so many taunting calls, and it's a point of emphasis for the referees and all of this stuff. Like, what the hell does that have to do with the game? What does that have to do with competition? It has nothing to do with competition. All you're doing is giving out 15-yard penalties for guys showing emotion and stuff like that. Like, I can understand a lot of overboard stuff and if the celebrations are too much or if guys are getting in each other's faces and all. Okay, I can understand that, but some of these taunting penalties are ridiculous. There was one against, and the juxtaposition of what they're calling taunting and what they're not calling taunting is crazy, because the Tennessee and Seattle game, the Seahawks cornerback, I believe, Reed, DJ Reed, he defends a pass. He gets up and he stares at the receiver who he just defended the pass against. They threw the flag for that, right? And so me watching that, I'm like, okay, so are they gonna go this deep with it? So I finished watching the game and tune into the Chiefs and Ravens game, and it's a great game and everything. And the final touchdown that Baltimore scores, Lamar Jackson, he keeps it on an option play, and he has a wide open lane to the end zone. He doesn't just walk in; he flips in the end zone, and they don't call anything. It's like, what the? If that's not taunting, what is? Like, I don't get it. I really don't understand it. They are not consistent at all. And I think the issue with the NFL and the competition committee and the officiating and all this other stuff is it's not so much these rules that they put in, it's the inconsistency in which they call them. You can't flip into the end zone with nobody around you and not have that be taunting. And, you defend a pass against somebody. You do all the work to defend a pass and how hard it is to defend a pass in the NFL. You get up, and you're feeling good about it, and everybody's hyped, and you stare at a guy, and then you don't even say anything, and they just throw a flag. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. It's so stupid. And the NFL should know better that stuff like this is going to be scrutinized at the highest levels, and people are not going to stop talking about it until the changes are made. The taunting and all that stuff, it has nothing to do with the gameplay. It has nothing to do with whatever they try to say, sponsors and all this stuff. And no, there hasn't been one sponsor that has decided to not advertise during the NFL game because a receiver is doing too much in his celebration, or is dancing too long, or is whatever, trying to dunk the ball over the crossbar. There's not one sponsor that has dropped out of, the advertising, because of that. It's freaking ridiculous. And the NFL needs to address this. They need to get ahead of it, because now it's starting to get ridiculous. And you don't want this to fester and get into the playoffs and all that stuff. It's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. Makes no sense. It's inconsistent. And it's just a mess. And the NFL does this from time to time. Things go well. The ratings are as high as they've ever been. The season has, there's really good. There's a few really good teams, but nobody is really head and shoulders above everybody else. There's going to be a lot of parity. There's going to be a lot of competition. The season's going great, and now they just throw this rule in just because they feel like it. And it's like, come on, guys, y'all are stupid. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just don't be stupid. Fix this. They need to fix this ASAP. There's no reason why this should fester on throughout the season, and I don't want to see it, and hopefully I don't see it. The taunting rule is a part of what the officiating is really, really bad. Yesterday, and I'm a Charger fan, and I'm not gonna lie, but I am an objective Charger fan. I'm an objective NFL. I'm an objective sports fan in general. But yesterday was the worst officiated game that I've ever seen in my life. And not just on behalf of the Chargers, on behalf of the Cowboys as well too. There were some calls that happened that I could not believe, man. I questioned if the referees were even watching the game that they were supposed to be officiating. There's just too many, and I just want to keep it general. There's too many to go into. I can make separate videos on some of the calls that we've seen. And as a Charger fan, I can say, yeah, that's because, we lost because of this. I mean, we lost. We were sloppy. The Cowboys beat us. Dak Prescott is a very, very, very savvy veteran quarterback. So, if you come out playing sloppy against a team like that, especially a team who can run the ball, you're going to lose. So let's get that out of the way first. I'm not going to blame our loss on the officiating. But the officiating was so bad for us and the Cowboys. Like, it was just ridiculous. So many calls being called that the specific call that really, really made me jump out of my seat and say, what are you guys doing, is that quote unquote sack that they called. Michael Parsons was in the face of Justin Herbert. It was 2nd and goal. I believe it was the late third quarter, either early fourth. Justin Herbert backpedaled, got the ball off. There were 2 receivers in the area, and he got the ball off before he even fell down. But the referees decided to call that a sack and decided to call Justin Herbert down at the 26-yard line or whatever it was before he even hit the ground. It was ridiculous, and we have never seen anything called like that before. They call it and they rule them down, and that's one of those plays that's non-reviewable. So you can't even review it. You can't throw a challenge flag or anything like that. So it's just bad. I seen bad officiating in Seattle and Tennessee. Julio Jones caught a touchdown pass. He got both feet in, and they said he didn't. It's just so bad. The refereeing is so bad. Like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this hard. The referees are there to, you're there to officiate the game and make sure that the game flows the right way. You're not there to take over the game. And you're not there to call a flag on every single play. Because out of all the plays that happen in the NFL game, on average 120, 125 plays in the NFL game, there's penalties going on every single play. So if we're really going to get to that point, then we're going to make football unwatchable. The NFL, just do something about this. Just do something about it. Be better. Have better training. Get somebody in there who can train the referees to, be better and not affect the game. Let the game flow, but not affect the game. Don't decide the game. And, it's just bad. Just bad. Just very, very bad. There's a lot of games that were unwatchable at some points because of the refereeing, and it's too much. When it gets to that point, it's too much. Make adjustments. And that's my big takeaway is NFL, make adjustments. Be better. Be better, because this cannot happen throughout the season. You don't want your officials in the headlines. The players should be in the headlines. The coaches should be in the headlines. Everybody else except for the officials should be in the headlines. So when your officials are in the headlines, you guys are doing something wrong, and you need to fix it, and you need to correct it. And don't be rigid. Don't be stupid. Correct it. There's a problem going on. Correct it. And that's my big takeaway. It's frustrating being a football fan and watching so much good football and having it, affected, having, scores and having games affected by officiating is just so stupid, so bad, pisses me off. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's happened before, and this probably won't be the last time. So this video was a little ranty. Sorry about that, but that's my big takeaway. Big takeaway from week 2. NFL get better. Officials get better. Teams have to get better. Players have to get better. Officials get better. Get better for the sake of the league, for the sake of all the fans. Get better. So yeah, guys, that's all I got. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I'll be putting out more videos. Probably cover the end result of the game tonight, Green Bay and Detroit. Like I said, I got Green Bay. I think I got Green Bay by 10 points tonight, but we'll see what happens. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your comments in the bottom too. Let me know your big takeaways from week 2. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.